Greetings, greetings, travelers! Welcome back. We hope you and yours are doing well as we enter the 4th month of the year 2021. Goodness, we're 4 months into the year already. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us right here. My name is Mike. Welcome to another video from Earthshine Education. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to click the subscribe button and of course ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our live streams or future videos. In this show, we will talk about the moon phases for April 2021. We're going to take a look at something called the supermoon. We're going to talk about the planets that are visible without a telescope. We're going to talk about a meteor shower. With all that said, let's get to it. As always, we first begin with our closest celestial companion, the moon. The moon is tidally locked, meaning the same face always looks towards us here on the Earth. It does not create its own light. Rather, the moon reflects the light of the sun. As the moon orbits around the Earth, the amount of light reflected varies. This causes what we call the phases of the moon. Each phase does have a name. New moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon. Now the full moon in April is called the pink moon. It's not actually colored pink, but it is known as the pink moon as this is the time of year when a certain type of pink colored moss begins to appear. It's one of the earliest spring flowers. We have the waning moon, third quarter moon, waning crescent. Of course, the cycle begins again when we get back to new moon. This cycle does not always line up with the standard Gregorian calendar. As such, sometimes the month begins with a phase other than a new moon. In other instances, you'll actually have 2 full moons in a single month. That's not the case this month, but it can occur. The moon phases, going back slightly into March, will occur on these evenings. Full moon, March 28th. Third quarter, or last quarter moon, April 5th. The new moon, April 12th. First quarter moon, April 20th. And full moon, April 27th. As the moon orbits around the planet Earth, you'll notice that the moon's orbit is not circular. It is actually slightly elliptical. Because of this, there are times where the moon is slightly closer to the Earth, known as the perigee, and slightly further away from the Earth, known as the apogee. A supermoon is a full moon or a new moon that happens to coincide with perigee, the closest that the moon comes to the Earth in its elliptical orbit. Now, this results in a slightly larger than usual appearance of the apparent size of the lunar disk as viewed from here on the Earth. The technical name of the Earth-Moon-Sun system in this particular case is called a perigee syzygy? Syzygy? Question mark? It's on the screen there. If you're unable to see, it's SYZYGY. The term supermoon is astrological in origin. It doesn't really have any precise astronomical definition. Frankly, I really hadn't ever heard the term before till just a few years ago when a bunch of weather people started using it in reference to the full moon when it was at perigee. Long ago, astronomers in antiquity noticed the stars appeared to be fixed in the sky, changing only with the seasons. However, there were objects that wandered through the sky. The sun and the moon joined those 5 other objects in being called wanderers or vagabonds across the sky. The Greeks referred to the fixed stars as astres and the wandering stars as astres planetes. That's where the word planet comes from. The 7 classical planets, as they're called, were the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Today, of course, we know the Sun is a star that all the planets of our solar system orbit around, while the Moon is a natural satellite orbiting the planet Earth. Today, we still refer to these astres planetes, as each day of the week is actually named after one of these planets. Due to their orbits, Mercury and Venus are only able to be seen in the early morning before sunrise or right after evening, just after the sunset. Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, being further out than the orbit of our planet Earth, can be found in the early morning or in the evening or throughout the entire evening. All just depends on where they are in their orbit compared to our orbit. April 2021, Mercury will not be visible in the morning or the evening sky. Neither will Venus. Mars will be visible throughout the entire month in the west-southwest sky. Jupiter and Saturn were actually going to be visible in the pre-dawn hours, so right before sunrise. Mars continues to be the only planet visible just after sunset in the west-southwest sky. Mars will be making a triangle of red glowing objects in the western sky. If you can connect the star that makes up the Eye of Taurus the Bull, known as Aldebaran, and the shoulder star of Orion, the star known as Betelgeuse. Meanwhile, the other naked-eye planets will only be visible in the early morning hours. By that, we're talking about Jupiter and Saturn. They're going to be hanging again low in the east-southeast sky before sunrise. Jupiter will be the lower of the 2 objects, but will be brighter. Jupiter's much brighter than Saturn. Saturn will have a very distinct golden kind of glow to it. Jupiter will be brighter white. On April 6, before the sunrise, you will see Jupiter and Saturn, along with a waning crescent moon, making a beautiful triangle in the eastern sky. Every year, there are multiple meteor showers. But what is a meteor? Why do they shower? And what even causes them? Well, we should probably define a couple of words before we continue. Meteoroids are objects that are in space. They range in size from grains of dust to vehicle-sized boulders. Think of them as space rocks. Meteors are the fireballs that result when meteoroids enter the atmosphere of a planet such as Earth or Mars, and they're traveling at an extremely high rate of speed and burn up due to the friction in the atmosphere. This is what many people like to call a shooting star. A meteorite is when a meteoroid is on the ground, having survived the high-speed, high-temperature entry through the atmosphere. Now that we know those terms, a meteor shower is a celestial event in which many meteors are observed, and they radiate, or originate, from a certain point in the sky. Meteor showers are named for the constellation they appear to radiate from. This month's meteor shower appears to radiate from the constellation Lyra, the Harp. As such, this meteor shower is known as the Lyrid meteor shower. Meteor showers occur when the Earth, in its orbit around the Sun, passes through a debris field left over from the disintegration of comets. The Lyrid meteor shower is caused by the debris left over from a long-period comet known as C 1861 G1 Thatcher. The Lyrid meteor shower itself will begin to pick up in mid-April, starting around the 16th, peaking on the 22nd, and then ending April 26th. And with that, we come to the end of our fourth sky update of the year. We talked about moon phases, the supermoon. We talked about where to find planets in the sky. And we talked about the Lyrid meteor shower. So we did cover all the bases that we wanted to cover. Once again, we have upgraded this year and we're able to multi-stream, so you can find us streaming live on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook all at the same time. Please check the comment section down below for links to all of our social media and streaming websites. Again, try to keep our stream schedule as constant as possible. We have Monday and Wednesday live streams for planetarium shows if you're interested in learning about the sky, some basics of astronomy. And Fridays, of course, we do the weekly science review, I guess you can call it, or news lines or open lines if people just want to sit around and talk. That's what we do. Once again, please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you do not miss when we go live. We'll also be going live in April for the launch of Ingenuity, the helicopter on the planet Mars that went up there with the Mars Perseverance rover. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you like what we're doing here, please share this video and the channel to your friends and family or people you know that like astronomy, people that maybe have a passing interest in astronomy but want to learn more. Links to our Ko-fi and Patreon are also in the description box down below. Please take care of yourself and each other. We hope to see you in our next video. Take care, everybody.